Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Johnny Kress of the Vampire Counts forums. This is going to be my first video, and hopefully it'll turn out. This is going to be a summary video of my games and just overall experience at the 5th COC at Great Escape Games. Was a 2,500 point tournament. Warhammer Fantasy, of course. I took my Bretonnians, as they were so lovingly, I can't really get that good of pictures on my phone here, but so lovingly painted up by Vanna's Creations and Mr. Santa Wraith. Seriously, if you want something painted up, English, Johnny, English. If you want something painted up fast, quick, and cheap, I don't think anyone better. My personal, humble opinion. You may disagree, but anyway, on to my list. I had a Bretonnian Lord, Barded Warhorse, Sword of Anti-Heroes, Armor of Agolf, Gauntlet of the Duel, Virtue of Confidence, and Questing Vow. Honestly, Questing Vow didn't play a huge role because I wasn't taking very many leadership tests, but overall, he did fantastic. I like him a lot better than the Heroic Killing Blow Lord, and I'm going to be using him in the future. Had a level 4 Prophet of the Lady on a Warhorse with Crown of Command. Really just basic bunker and lance. Lance doesn't go anywhere. I might change her around a little bit. I don't really know what I'd give her. Maybe an arcane item. But I think she's good as is. Had a BSB with Charm Shield, Barded Warhorse, and Dawnstone, rerollable 2+, and Charm Shield. He did okay. I kind of miss my rerollable 1+ a little bit. But he did okay. I'm not going to complain. Had a Paladin, Barded Warhorse, Grail Val, Shield Lance, Grommel, Great Helm, rerollable 1+. He really did nothing for me. I normally do the wall of rerollable 1+ in Champion, but I don't know, for whatever reason, the wall just didn't turn out today, or at the tournament. Damsel, level 2 Beast, Warhorse, Dispel Scroll. She does what she's supposed to do. She gets a beast buff on my Bretonnian Warlord, and he just canes face. Had 12 Knights of the Realm, full command, Standard of Discipline, bunker for my level 4 on my BSB, and the other Paladin. Fantastic unit. Can't go wrong with it. But at the same time, you can't do much else with it. It's a big tar pit that deals damage on the charge, and that's all it's there for. Knights Errant, full command, Errantry Banner. I love these guys. These guys single-handedly won me my first game, which I should be going over after I'm done with the list. So more on that later. I had 2 units of bowmen with Muso and Brazers. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. Stakes, pick off little things. Fantastic. 2 units of bowmen, Muso, Brazers, and Standard. Standard was just in case some fluke chance I played Blood and Glory. Never happened. But since Standards don't give up any victory points, never mattered. For peasants, I should say. Standards don't give up victory points for peasants. 8 Questing Knights, full command. I love these boys. They do whatever I need them to do. They open up other knights. Like, they're fantastic fighting other knights. Yeah, they're just a really versatile unit that not a lot of people expect, and they can do what I need them to do, and they're still really tough. And then rounding it out, I had 11 Ground Knights. Now, the Ground Knights, they did well with full command. They did well, but I don't know. They got charged twice, once by Mornfang, which anything being charged by Mornfang's not going to do very well, and then once by some knights, and neither time they did very well. But they did run a train through an HPA, which was fantastic. But I don't know. On the charge, they are amazing. But I think they need either +1 movement or a way to reliably get the charge. So I think I'm going to invest in Banner of Swiftness. Because if they don't get the charge, they're just as fragile as other knights. And they'll just fold. Because they have less bodies. Alright. So going over my games here. This is overall score sheet. My first game was against... Oh, where are you? Well, he's Yorga on the Vampire Counts farm. And Jason Walsh. No, not Jason Walsh. I am so sorry. Your name just completely slipped my mind. Anyway. Randy Fisher. I am incredibly sorry. I was having a complete brain fart there. His name's Randy Fisher. Overall, it was a challenge game. We know each other from the forums, and I just said, if you're going to be at the COC, let's make our first game against each other. So he brought I thought it was a pretty tough Skaven list, and honestly, I don't think I was prepared for it as much as I would have liked to have been. So it was double Doom Wheel, HPA, 3 blocks of 50 slaves, or maybe it was 40 slaves. It might have been 40 slaves. A block of 40 clan rats. No, they weren't slaves. They were clan rats. It was 2 blocks of 50 slaves and 3 blocks of 40 clan rats. That's it. Some mortar teams, a warp lightning cannon, Gracier, BSB, bunch of engineers with toys, and Warlord on Bonebreaker. Bonebreaker was, I don't know, it was something fluffy and cool that you don't see a lot in the Skaven list. Playing Bretonnia, one of Skaven's main big things, dreaded 13th. I could care less about. Yeah, you turn some peasants into rats. Good for you. So, of course, he went first. I prayed. He pushed forward, which I don't know. He had me outranged. I don't think I would have pushed forward that much. But I managed to pile drive some Knights Errant into him and pile drive some Ground Knights into him. Overall, it was a pretty tight game. We had to call it for time. And because of how my list is built, he only got 130 points out of me because we had to call it for time. But I got like 1,300 off him, I think. But honestly, if it had gone on another turn, I think he would have gotten my Ground Knights. And he would have gotten my Knights at the Realm. And I would have gotten his Gracier, but that's about it. So honestly, if it had gone one more turn, it would have probably either been a tie or a minor loss. So, however you want to look at that, yeah. So, my next game